Hello everyone, in this video I'll be showing you guys farming spots where you can find loot to gear your characters to be able to face late game content. In Path of Diablo, in-game maps have higher densities, so better loot, but they are also much harder than the original content of the game. The first location we'll be looking at is the pit located in Tamil Island in Act 1. This area is one of the most popular level 85 since the monsters are pretty weak and mostly don't do a lot of damage, except the archers, which always hit except if you manually dodge and are very strong, so be careful if you're aim damage or they have fanaticism or might. I would try to avoid them. But other than that, this area is very easy and the density is pretty good. On level 2, there's at least one unique monster or champion group, and also a golden chest. For immunities, there are cold, fire, and lightning immunes. The only variable thing is that sometimes there's not going to be any archers which are lightning immune. Instead, you're going to have skeletons that are cold immune, but they're always cold and fire immune there. Next up, you have cows. This area is one of the most popular to get runes, charm, jewel, gems. To be able to create a cow portal, you need to kill Baal in that difficulty. So for example, if you want to do L cows, you need to kill L Baal. If not, you're not going to be able to create cows. And in Path of Diablo, you can kill the king and still be able to create other portals in other games. So it's a great quality of life change. Popular builds that farm this area are high elemental AoE damage builds such as Fire Trap Assassin, Javazon, Rabies Druid, Fire Druid, Corpse Explosion Necro, Freezing Pulse Sorceress, Immolation Sword. Key farming is one of the easiest way to get currency in Path of Diablo. Killing the key holders is really easy, you don't really need any gear. And keys are always in demand, so no matter what time of the ladder it is, if it's early or late, you're gonna be able to sell the keys really easily for a good price. But I would only recommend farming those keys with a sorceress. Other classes have teleport, or if you have an enigma, you're not gonna be faster than a Sork, and you don't need gear as I said, so you can just get like stealth armor, lore helmet, and a wizard spike. You can farm keys with pretty much any Sork build. You can run a lower resist one on Switch that you can buy from Drugnet in Act 2, and it's gonna break the immunities 90% of the time, except cold for the Countess, but you can just let your Merc kill her. And now for Act 2, we have the Ancient Tunnels. In this area there's no cold immune. The density is not as high as some other level 85 areas, but it's still very good if you're a cold sorceress or just a cold build. Like a Holy Freeze Paladin or Boson, Frost Boson. The main problem with this is that to find the tunnels can be annoying if you don't have a teleport. It can take a while, but for Sork obviously it's no problem. Unlike pits with the archers, there's no real way to die in this area, it's very easy. And there's also a sparkly chest at the end. Arcane Sanctuary is my favorite spot to farm runes. With any lightning build, the most popular is Lightning Sword because you can just TP and you don't have to wait as much for the ghosts because that's the main target you want to kill. Personally, I kill pretty much every unique packs because I did get a lot of items and the density is pretty nice too, as you can see. But some people just skip everything other than the ghosts. The reason why you want to target ghosts is that they cannot drop all the items in the game, so you have a better chance to get runes. And I've gotten most of my HRs there. It's really easy and it's a very good place to loot. You can also find good items, like in the past I found Storm Shield, the Shaco, Jalal, stuff like that. It's a very nice area. There's no lightning immune, so things like Javazon and Holy Shock Paladin are very good in this area too. But Lightning Sword is the safest and the fastest. In Act 3 we have the Flayer Jungle, which is a super underrated area. It has high density and weak monsters. There's only one fire immunes, which are the shamans, so you can farm there with Fire Trap Assassin, Fire Sork. It's very easy to farm there, and the density is high. It can be annoying to move around if you don't have teleport, but you can easily get a Holy Thunder base in cows or something to get Holy Thunder, since it gives the teleport charges in Path of Diablo, or you can shop for a teleport staff, or just find a teleport amulet. Travincal is a great place to get unique and set items and also gold. My favorite build for this is Warcry Barb, since you can use fine item on the council members and use something like 2 Alibabas on Switch. It's gonna give you a lot of gold so you can gamble for amulets and circlets. Other popular builds are Cold Sword, Zeal Paladin, Shockwave Druid, and Poison Necro. It's very quick and you do get a lot of items. The council member deals a lot of fire and physical damage, so you have to be careful not to get too close. Items like Infernal Stride, Dwarf Star really help for doing trav runs. Mephisto run is still one of the best way to get unique items in Path of Diablo. I would only do Mephisto runs with a sorceress. Even though other classes have teleport, I would not recommend doing that with like a druid or a necro. The cooldown is still too long, even with a lot of points in convocation or flame dash. The endurance of 8 is really big area, so it's not worth it to farm it without a sork, in my opinion. Feels like Blizzard, Hydra, Meteor are very good for this, since they don't require a lot of gear and you can just stack MF, also being able to kill him pretty quickly. Chaos Sanctuary is my favorite area in the game. It has a bit of everything since the density is high and there's a lot of unique monsters. If your character can clear CS pretty quickly, I would recommend just farming this over pits or ancient tunnels, for example. cold builds are very good. Poison, physical, lightning if you have infinity or another source of damage. And it's also one of the most popular way to level up since the XP is really good here. Builds like Bold Necro or Holy Bolt Paladin can easily start doing Chaos on day 1 since they only require basic items like Spirit or a White Wand. And there's no magic immune in Chaos. I recommend adding Eldritch Shenk to your run if you're not a cold damage dealer. Since they're both cold immune, it's obviously not worth it to run them, but it takes 2 seconds to kill them and I got so many good items from them. You can also drag Eldritch to Shenk. After you kill Shenk, there's gonna be explosion effects that's gonna kill every monster around, so if you really want to, you could drag Eldritch there if you cannot kill him because of his immunities, but obviously it's not really worth it, just a fun thing I discovered. Worldstone Keep is another high density level 85 area. Pretty much every build can farm this place, but it is a lot harder than the other level 85. It also really depends on what monsters you get. There's a lot of different monsters that can spawn here. It's not like pits where there's like 6 different type of monsters. As you can see in those clips, there's different monsters, and if you get a bad map, you're just better off leaving the game and start a new one. It's not worth trying to go to the next level. And also, except if you're trying to farm for a Bell token, I would not recommend farming Bell since it takes so long and it's a very dangerous area with dolls and souls. So if you're not trying to get an essence, it's not worth it to farm Bell. So that's it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. You can check out my YouTube channel for more build guides or follow my Twitch channel. It's going to be in the description.